What's up guys, War History Geek here, and welcome back to another new acquisitions video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some items that I picked up at a gun store. It's actually the Morris Gun Shop in Grove City, Pennsylvania. And I actually wasn't going in looking for military surplus, but I ended up just stumbling across some, and the guys in there gave me a pretty good deal. So let's take a look at what I got. Alright, so for starters, we got one little easy piece here. Here you can see this is a peanut butter ration. I believe this is from the Vietnam War. It's made by Kern Foods, Inc. And I believe I paid like $1 for this. Just something cool as a space filler on one of my shelves. And of course, with food rations, you know, those are not easy to come by. So just a neat little cheap pickup there. Next up here, we have a couple of World War II dust goggles. So here you can see this one's brand new with the paper still on it. There's a look at the back there. And here is one with the paper off of it. So for those of you that don't know, this is two pairs of World War II U.S. Army paratrooper dust goggles. And I found these shoved in a box of stuff that he was letting me look at. You know, I thought they were just normal dust goggles. I saw 1944 printed on the inside here, as you can see, and I just had them throw them into the pile. And I basically paid $5 a piece for these. Turns out that these are worth, you know, upwards of $50 online, so I got a really good deal on these. And what's probably going to happen is I'll probably keep this pair for my collection and sell this pair to somebody who would appreciate it for having that paper on it. So, pretty cool find there, and for dirt cheap in comparison to what you pay for it online. Next up here, we have this interesting little box of 30 cal Vickers machine gun belt links. Now, I'll take one out here, but as you can see, it's just literally a box of these machine gun belt links. And the neat thing about these is that I believe these are from World War I, based on what I've been able to find. And I'll put a picture up here of what the full set looks like online. Because this is just one individual sleeve of a larger box that came with these. And I believe I paid like $5 for this, maybe not even. So pretty dirt cheap on that. But again, super cool find there. And this, I'm not sure what this would sell for, but I thought this was, again, a nice shelf filler piece. So, pretty neat find there. Here we have a East German flag, and I believe this is about 6.5 feet by 2.5, maybe 3 feet. I didn't really measure it yet, but it's super big flag. They have it marked for $10 here, and I don't think I paid that much for it overall. But I mean, like, I just couldn't pass it up. I've been really trying to get into East German stuff as it gets more popular and harder to find, and this is an original East German produced flag with a East German tag on it. So I'll put a picture of that tag up in here, but super cool find, very cheap, and you know, these can go for almost a couple $100 online. So again, I got a really good price on this flag, and I'm super happy to add it to the collection. Next up here, we have a East German gas mask set. So it's a little hard to fit it all on screen. Over here we have the spare lenses and stuff in that pouch, and the bag is complete. And then let me open it up here and pull the mask out. So as you can see here, this is the complete mask with canister filter set. This is dated 1982, and you can see this is the mask here with the hose on it, made in Germany by Sturm. I believe the mask was manufactured in, let's see here, 1971, according to the ink stamp on the inside of the mask. And this appears to be unissued. There's a little bit of talcum powder inside the mask, which I need to clean out, but I think that this is going to be a really nice display piece and possibly usable for, you know, just kind of neat side things. Now, this, I'm not sure exactly what I paid for it overall, because I bought a pretty big collection of items. But this is an SHM-41 gas mask, and this is one of the standard Soviet ones. This one is one that was used commonly in the Chernobyl cleanups as well. But this one was obviously East German produced, so pretty cool find. Again, it's not one of those standard models that we think of when we think of East German masks, but as you can see with the sticker, this was in fact produced in East Germany. So pretty cool. It's usually a pretty expensive piece of equipment. I mean, you're looking at like $50 to $75 at the high end of the market on these, and I mean, I paid like $20 or less for this, according to some of my calculations. So really happy to add this to the collection. I can't wait to put this on display. I think that's going to be a really cool piece. All right, so let me get some of these items cleaned up, and I'll move on to the next section. All right, and now moving on, this is the biggest part of this new acquisitions video. So this was an incredible find for an amazing price. So before I start putting them on screen, just a little bit of background. The guy in the store told me that they cleaned out an estate. He was a very big collector in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Focusing primarily on comm block surplus. So especially in the 90s when the Berlin Wall came down and all that East German stuff came pouring out into the West, he bought up tons and tons and tons of brand new unissued Soviet and East German awards, insignia, uniform pieces, all that kinds of stuff. And they had 50 Riker display cases full of all kinds of awards and insignia. And when I got there, he said he had 10 left and he needed to dump them. So he sold them to me for $20 a piece. And once you get a look at these cases, you're going to realize how good of a deal that was. I mean, these cases alone, empty, go for $20 a piece. So I got an incredible deal. I paid $250 for everything you're going to see in this video. So let's just enjoy it for what it is. So let's get right into it. So this case is personally my favorite, and I apologize for the reflections on the glass. It's just unavoidable. But as you can see, this is all Soviet medals, and this is ranging from, I'm sorry, I don't know them all off the top of my head, but World War II victory, remembrance of the World War I revolution, the Red Revolution. There's some cool ones, more specific ones up here. I believe this is some kind of Israeli thank you medal of some sort. And this one up here is a Chernobyl Liquidators medal, which is super cool. Of course, if you recognize any of these medals, please feel free to leave it down in the comments. If I look these up, I'm able to identify them, but I'm not a collector of Soviet memorabilia. So this is just going to be a cool display case to put somewhere in my displays somewhere. But yeah, I'm just so happy to add this. I think this is a spectacular display. And for the price that I got it at, you just can't beat that. So moving on to the next case here. This is the only other Soviet case. So here you can see we have some hat insignia up here. Down here we have some collar tabs of varying branches. And then down here we have some sports badges. And I believe these are something else, but, you know, whatever. They're super cool, super interesting. And again, this is just a great display. I'm not sure actually what a lot of this is worth. All I know is that for a fact that these cases absolutely pay for themselves. Like I said, the cases alone would cost $20 a piece if I bought them. And there is easily $20 to $30 in each of these cases. Some of them more. So like I said, incredible deal. I just could not pass it up. I'm so happy to add these to the collection. And some of it I may or may not liquidate. So, but yeah, this is just incredible. So this is the last of the Soviet stuff. And now we're moving on to all of the East German stuff. So first up here, we have a mix of East German awards and medals. Unfortunately, I don't know what most of these are. Again, I've looked them up and I know what they are if I look them up, but off the top of my head, I unfortunately don't really know any of these because, again, I'm just starting to get into East German stuff and I don't collect any Soviet stuff. So please, if you recognize anything, if you think anything's particularly rare or valuable, make sure to leave it down in the comments. But yeah, just a beautiful display. There is some empty space here, so if I do get anything else, I can fill in some empty spaces, but as you can see, pretty much all of this is mint, brand new, never issued, 100% complete with the ribbon bars and the medals. And it's just a beautiful display. I'm so happy to add all of this East German insignia to the collection. moving on here, we have the next East German case here. Here we have, I know for a fact that these are some kind of athletic awards or shooting awards. Here we have a lot of stick pins. I believe that a lot of these are shooting awards, but I don't know for certain. And then there's some more qualification badges and stuff. So, super cool case. As far as I'm aware, most of this is shooting award related or shooting qualification related. But of course, again, if you have any comments about any of this, please leave it down in the comments. I'm not well experienced in this, so I just think it's a cool looking display. And I hope to do a little bit more research and eventually get each of these numbered with a list so that I can look at the case and know what they are. So moving on here, we have East German qualification bars, as you can see up here. And this is, I think, one of the coolest cases in my opinion. I'm not sure what a lot of these go for. But I think that it makes a beautiful display. Here you can see some kind of canine qualification bars up there. And then there's medical. There's some kind of naval one there. Tanks, trucks, more tanks. Possibly some kind of electrical work there. So super cool. And not only do we have one of each kind, but we have one of each level and then of each kind. So you can see level 1, 2, and 3 for every single one. And this is not the only qualification bars case. The second one here kind of finishes it out. And again, I'm not sure if this is every single one. Again, he sold me what he had left over. This could be every single East German qualification bar, or I could be missing some. Again, leave it down in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. So here you can see more qualification badges. So it looks like Air Force, a missile launcher there, some ships, machine guns, all kinds of stuff. So I'm not sure what any of this stands for quite yet, but I'm hoping to identify some more of it. And then that is the last of the medals. Now we're moving on to some of the insignia. So for starters here, we have East German Police, and this is the garrison troops. So here we have 4 sets of shoulder boards, and then we have 2 sets of collar tabs. And as you can see, again, you can tell that they're mint, unissued, brand new, and they just look beautiful in this display case. I'm so happy to add this to the collection. Now moving along, we have more East German Police. This is the VOPO, or Volkspolizei. And if I remember correctly, this is just the standard police versus the garrison police. And here you can see we have all kinds of different shoulder boards, 1 pair of collar tabs, and we have an armband here as well, which is pretty neat. And again, remember, I paid $20 a case for these, so I think that that's just a steal of a deal. But again, this is a beautiful display, and I'm hoping to find a place to stick this one. This one really sticks out to me. Now moving along, we have customs here, and here you can see we have, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pairs of customs shoulder boards of every single rank. So super cool there. Of course, customs would have been stationed along the border wall, so that's super cool to know. And again, I'd imagine basically everything you're seeing was never issued to anyone, but it's still certainly cool to have these examples because I've never seen anything like this before where you have this many complete sets already in display cases. So very happy to add that to the collection as well. And then this is particularly interesting to me. It may or may not be to collectors of this kind of militaria, but this is the Stasi Secret Police. So again, you can see we have, 8 pairs of shoulder boards and then 1 pair of collar tabs here. And this one really stands out to me with that sharp S there for the Stasi Secret Police. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button, and when you're in that area, hit the subscription button, notification bell. Like I said, I am just overjoyed to add these items to the collection, and hopefully I'll find some displays for them. I've really been trying to push to get into the East German field, and this was a great step in that direction. Also, make sure to check out my website, warhistorygeek.com, to see my published research, digital forms of things in my collections, and so forth. And overall, just continue to join the War History Geek community. Alright, that's all I have for this one, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!